So essentially, back in the 1500s, there was two countries that are very close to each other that both become very, very powerful. Spain and Portugal. Now these countries become very powerful because they're going to travel around the whole world, and they're going to take resources from all over the world and claim that they're theirs. And with these resources, they're going to get a lot of money. Okay, when you get a lot of money, okay, in the 1500s, you're also going to have big militaries. Okay, and this is going to make two countries that are next to each other be kind of the leaders of the world, so to speak, or the most powerful countries in the world. All right, they did this because the Portuguese invented something called the lateen sail, okay, or the triangular sail, okay, and it was used on a ship called the Caravel. Does anybody have any idea why sailing is not the best method for travel? What can't you do as far as which direction you can go? Yes. Right, backwards meaning you can't go. What if the wind's blowing this way? Can you go that way? No. Right, you got to go with the wind, right? So you can't go backwards because you need to go with the wind's direction. Okay. Well, this triangular sail changes all that because the way the triangular sails work is you can move them. So let's say you're trying to travel in this direction. Okay, but the wind is coming from here. With the triangular sails, you could rotate them and move them around so that this way you could zigzag across by moving the sail every so often and actually sail into the wind by the angles that you move your sails into. So you can't go straight, but you could like zigzag across. Does that make sense? Okay, so it's a really big invention because now you could sail anywhere. You didn't need people with rows who are going to get exhausted over time trying to move the giant ships to travel. So people are able to travel all over the world, okay, and the New World, which is the Americas, are discovered by Europeans. All right. So anyways, with this being the case, the Portuguese and the Spanish are going to go all over the world, and as I said before, the Pope gets very worried that those two huge militaries are going to end up fighting each other. It makes sense because if they're both going all over the world trying to steal land, okay, if they try to steal the same piece of land, it could turn into a conflict. So the Pope says, I'm going to try to stop a conflict from happening. Here's how I'm going to do this. He takes the best map he has, and he says, I'm going to draw a line and divide it all up. So here we go. Over here is for Spain. Over here can be for Portugal. All right, do you guys see that? You don't see that? The line I drew? Do you want me to use a brighter color? How about this green?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, so here's the border line. Okay, over here is on the left is Spain. On the right is Portugal. So here's the deal. It looks great. It's a great idea, but what's wrong with this map? Yes. Okay, well, yes. You could say they have a lot more land. It's not really even, but there's not that many. The one side is the New World, so like the European people who are fighting over this land didn't even know it existed before. Okay, but what is the main problem just with the map? Yes.
The one that Portugal has, all those countries are already like colonized and governments. On the other side, they're like uninhabited except for like Native Americans, so it's easy to conquer.
Okay, so it will be easier for the Spanish to conquer. Yes, all you guys are giving great details, but you're going really, really into detail here, Phil. Yeah, the map stinks. It's a terrible map. It's not even close to right. So what happens is when the Pope draws this line on it, this line is also wrong. So even though Spain was supposed to get the New World and Portugal was allowed to take places in the Old World, it didn't work out because this is what the line really looked like. So Brazil right here pokes out, and the Portuguese get control of Brazil. Does that make sense? Okay. So because there was such a lack of geography at the time period, it caused the Portuguese to get land that they didn't think they were going to be able to get. So now that led to Portuguese being spoken in Brazil and everything else being Spanish. Speaking Spanish. All right? Okay. So, here's the deal.